From the livepixel.com, and I'm here with
Ryan Burns
and Joaquin Del Canto.
And what is the game that you're showing off today here at the Juegos Rancheros?
We're showing off Battle Arena Party 7.
Okay. And so what do you both do on the project specifically?
I took more of a design and managerial role, and then Joaquin here was one of the other designers and programmers on the game.
And so what are you showing off here today? I mean, beyond just the normal gameplay that you're showing off here at Juegos Rancheros, but what are you showing off in hopes to get people to come out and check out?
We're showing it off. It's a very early build. We actually built it up last weekend during the Ludum Dare Game Jam, which was, we spent 72 hours kind of building this game, and we thought we really had something, so we decided to keep pursuing it and kind of build it into a full-featured game. So we're showing off here to get feedback on the game and how people are reacting to it, and we're getting a lot of amazing feedback and people are really enjoying the game. So our hopes is just to keep pushing forward with it. We're getting exactly what we need to hear out of it.
So what is it?
It is a multiplayer battle simulator, is how it's been described to us by others. It will be a 4-player game, and each player customizes their own units based on elements and abilities. And then when each player has customized their team, the AI takes over and they all fight each other in an arena. And you get to cheer for your team as they bump into each other and try and kill each other. And then in successive rounds, you get to see the choices the other player made and try and customize your units to counteract them. So you're constantly evolving your strategy and trying to outthink your opponent.
So, any other opinions on the game that you guys are working on currently?
As in terms of this game,
yeah.
I think one of the more interesting things that he sort of touched on was just the fact that it turns into some sort of a mind game, because you might think that your opponents are going to choose in a certain way, so you might try to make decisions based on those assumptions, but then they might do something completely different, so it turns into a very surprising outcome during each round, because you never know really what your opponents are going to do, and so the outcome is always just sort of delightful to see unfold.
It's kind of like he went heavy fire, so I'm going to go water, but maybe he thinks I'm going to go water, so he's going to go leaf, so he thought that I thought that you thought, but then I'm going to do something different. And so you constantly play in your own head, trying to second guess yourself and your opponent.
That's awesome. Sounds great. So how did you get selected for this event, and what's general interest look like? I mean, what are people saying about your game?
For our involvement in the event, we've been coming to Juegos Rancheros quite a bit over the past couple months. It's such a great community of developers and players from around Austin, and so it's a really friendly environment to show something that's very rough, and you're going to get feedback and people understand these are early builds and people understand that kind of process that goes into the games. So I contacted Brandon, who runs the event, and mentioned we kind of just wanted to show this off, and they're all developers themselves, and so they're very supportive of the community. So he said, bring it down and bring a laptop, show it off, and get people's feedback. And I guess you can go over the feedback we've been getting today.
In terms of feedback, most people have been really enthusiastic about the idea. Everybody has all sorts of ideas for us, ways to improve the game, things to add into it. So it's just really awesome bringing it to an event like this, because we get all those ideas, and we can sort of soak those up and choose which ones we think would be really good to put in the game and actually implement it later on.
And so where is it in terms of development? Like what phase is it in? Are we going to see it in a couple of months, or what? And what platforms is it going to come out on?
That's a discussion we've been having over the past few days. Really, the game's only a week old, so it's super early pre-alpha. Proof of concept is a good way to put it, or a prototype. So it might be a few months before we're going to see it on anything. First, we're going to see it on Flash, so maybe Armor Games or Congregate or Newgrounds.com, one of those platforms. And then from there on, I guess sky's the limit on depending on how much interest it gets. But that Flash is our primary goal right now.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview, and we'll look forward to seeing your game once it comes out.
Great.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.